Thank you for your healing. Thank you for your contribution to the collective. We are just going to dive right into these messages today because I have been being bombarded, flooded with downloads, insight, messages, energy coming through. So yes, we'll just dive right into it. On that, if there is something you are wanting to know, a specific message you are hoping to receive out of this message, you can feel free to make that intention known. Drop a comment or a question below, however you feel called. Feel free to subscribe to the channel if you would like to see more of me. And then, yeah, we'll just dive into the message. We're going to tap into our energy oracle deck here. I had like 10 different decks out set up. And right before I hit record here, or live, whatever, I was called to grab another 2. And I feel like that was a sign here. So yeah, be of service here. If you feel all of this energy, this creative energy, and you aren't sure what to do with it, share, right? Use it to create, utilize it for your advantage, your benefit. What benefits you benefits all. And yes, creating more than we consume moving forward. And the strongest message, if you see me looking over at my notes, just a few things I jotted down so I could kind of stay focused. But we are the shift. We are the shift we have been waiting for. The shift arrives through us. New earth arrives through us. Be of service here, utilizing your gifts. This is what we came for. We are not waiting for some outside savior to come in. We are not waiting for something in the external to shift and change before we change. We know that all change begins with inner change. This shift that has arrived, the energy has certainly shifted. It is palpable. The difference is significant. And for those of you that are tuned in, tapped in, turned on, you can feel that. But this shift is the inner revolution, making the changes. We are being the change we want to see versus waiting for someone to come and save us. And this is the awakening. This is what we are stepping into, understanding, realizing, right? We have been being blasted, bombarded with solar flares, light codes, DNA upgrades. And every time we release some density, we have more access to our light body, our gifts, our knowing. And this is the knowing we are stepping into. Like, oh, these last few years wasn't punishment, it was preparation so I could step into this and be confident in my gifts. I know when we're in the thick of it, it can feel like we're healing the trauma and it's just circular, cyclical, and we will never be out of it. But think of like a staircase, right? Higher perspective. Each time you shed a belief, again, you make space for your divine confidence here, trusting in the divine plan. With all of this light coming in, you have maybe been seeing ways that you have been blocking yourself, right? Getting in your own way, limiting beliefs, dysfunctional illusions, right? Dysfunctional behaviors, illusions, just believing that things were a certain way. And then again, once you ascend, see things from a higher perspective, you understand that nothing has any meaning until we give it meaning here. Go with the flow. So be of service, trust in the plan, and go with the flow. Follow those nudges, not needing it to make sense. This is a message I just shared the other day. Trust it even when it doesn't make sense, especially when it doesn't make sense to your logical mind, because if we're just pulling from our memory bank, we're just pulling on past experiences, and then we're just going to repeat more of the same, right? Thanks so much for the love. I appreciate you all being here and commenting. I do have to focus and not look at the comments or I'll get caught up in there and get distracted. But if you are interested in seeing further messages, extended messages, deeper messages, more frequent messages, would love to have you join our Patreon community, our group membership, our private soul tribe. I like that because it gets straight to the point, right? We can go there and avoid all of the ads that are sometimes on the other platforms, or you can get sidetracked, right? I know I have a squirrel brain, and if I am going to said app, whatever it may be, to look for a specific thing, shiny objects can distract me and I can forget what my whole purpose was. And so with the Patreon app, you can go there, you can focus on, there's, yes, messages like this, but also almost daily inspo, recovery tips and tools, spiritual tips and tools, patience, stillness. Here, the resting tree, and we have flow again. Go with the flow, and the river queen. Flow, letting go, natural movement. I love that natural movement. You know, I told y'all I was just being flooded with messages, energy. That's why I just dived right into the messages here versus trying to remember everything that was coming to me. And I was just like, I'll let it flow naturally, right? What comes, comes. And I trust that what needs to be heard will be heard. But yes, on that rest, stillness, if I just had someone make a question today, wondering if they were feeling the need to rest or feeling ill, run down, if that was a sign that they were not on their path. And I said for myself, that's always an indication for me that rest is the next step, the next thing that's needed on my path, right? For self-nourishment is our medicine, is our key. For only when we are nourished can we show up in our highest expression for the benefit of all. I know when I neglected myself, of course I damaged myself, right? But when we neglect ourselves, we are more likely to lash out, blame, project, shame. I did a lot of damage to other people in my active recovery, probably or active addiction, just as much as I did damage to myself, right? And on one level, the law of one, you can't do anything to yourself without doing it to another. So of course I was harming another by harming myself. But yes, know if you're being asked to rest, it's not a sign that you're off path or out of alignment. Take the time to rest. Happy New Year, happy calendar year, right? I don't celebrate New Year until March, Aries season, spring, equinox, when the flowers are blooming. I follow the natural cycle of nature. So if that's you too, know that it's okay to pause. And on that here, I think it's January 10th or 11th, the nodes are going to be shifting here from Aries and Libra to Pisces and Virgo, and that begins another 18-month cycle for us here. Yeah, and this is touching something new. Touching Earth, planting something new with our energy, with going with the flow. Pisces, a significant focus on the spiritual. And then Virgo is the tangible, physical, and earth sign. And so between the two, just expect things to get more spiritual, more out there. Telepathy, it's more and more a thing for us here. Words are not necessary for our energy, does the talking for us. Don't confuse the shell with the substance that's within. That came through because, on the energy will do the talking for us. There can be people outside that are saying one thing, but you're like feeling like, that doesn't match the energy I'm feeling from you. Trust the energy and the intention, what you are reading in the energy. For people can say anything, right? But it's really about who they are being, what they are exuding here. Achievement, effort plus intention. And this is this balancing act, going with the flow, allowing ourselves to rest when necessary. And divine guidance here, angelic assistance, loving support. You are always supported in whatever action steps you take to maintain your alignment. For we are here for the joy of it, for the experience of it, for the expansion of it, right? Struggling, sacrifice, suffering is no longer the way. Of course, there will be pain, right? Pain is inevitable, but we can decide what story we attach to it, right? Decide if we are the victim or the victor, if we are going to allow it to work for our benefit, because again, nothing has any meaning unless we give it meaning. But we are here to be in new ways, to show that we don't have to struggle and sacrifice, like I was saying, right? Religious teachings, theology, dogma teachings speak on suffer while you're here for rewards in heaven, but we are here to show and say and to live, right? That the rewards are here. Heaven is here if we allow ourselves to see, to take the time, to take the pause. We know that we come from an unconditionally loving, benevolent source, and there's nothing to prove. Our Creator needs nothing. Just wants to have the experience. So that's why there are all these individual fractals of us here. Remember your roots, perspective, trust the weavings. Yes, remember what you came for. Resonance is remembering, right? So anytime you read something, hear something, see something that resonates with you, you are not learning it, you are simply remembering it from another lifetime. Even though you might not remember this in the moment, you did choose to be here. And what an honor a celebration, right? Front row seat for this inner revolution, this transformative time here on earth. There were many souls lined up wanting to be here. So be grateful. Even if you're in the thick of it, know that I will conquer this, and then I will be able to share the solutions with others, right? The Holy Grail, stop the endless searching, inner quest, go within. All of the answers, solutions you ever need are within. The divine blueprint that you came with lies within you. Again, the light codes, we release density, we do the trauma work. We stop the blaming, shaming. We understand that everyone that comes to us is a teacher, right? And with that, as we elevate, then we have access to our gifts here. Sureness of the soil, unseen help, support, community. Yeah. We're not in this thing alone. I was going to tap into the angels and ancestors here. And of course, that's like the one deck I didn't have out. On that, let's see what our angels and ancestors want us to know. And then maybe we'll tap in with our unicorns here. Our unicorn friends, the animal planet, animals on the planet, they feel these shifts as well. So if your pets are acting up, give them love. Know that they are probably needing exactly what you are needing as well. Yeah. Make plans and focus, knowing that you are supported as long as you are aligned. You know, you can trust the guidance you are receiving. Yeah. Trust in higher forces here and unleash the wild within. We're going to tap into our wild rose deck here on that. We already did, but we're going to do it again. This, whenever I hear the word wild, this always signals this deck to me. Then maybe we'll see if there's a chakra we should focus on. If you're wanting to dive a little deeper and you would like to do a specific chakra meditation, I will find out what would be beneficial for us at this time. If something resonates for you and you would like a personal reading, some personal guidance, drop a comment and I will reach out. Also, if you would like to work with me one-on-one, we can do talk therapy. I have clients that come back every other week, come back monthly. I also have worked with people that it's just a one and done thing. It's a an activation, a transformational one-on-one, because I leave you with tips, tricks, and tools, right? Something you can utilize, implement, and on that, and if you ever gotten a reading from me or worked with me one-on-one, you know this. Our time together doesn't end just in that half hour or that 1 hour session or whatever. Once it's the energetic thing, right? And once you grant me permission into your energetic space, then Spirit's like, okay, I can send messages through you, whether it's whatever. Things will come to me days later, and then I will reach out or send meditations or send tips, tools. Sometimes I'll send a PDF, just whatever comes through in the reading that's recommended. So yes, just know that they are unique, specific to you. No two readings I do are ever the same here. The bud, potential promise, it's about to happen. Keep going and come to me, attracting like a rose. Receive abundance, desires. Beautiful. Yeah. When we know that abundance is an inside job and we don't have to seek externally for a savior, we don't have to seek externally for security. For our security is never up for grabs, is never up for question. Most people on earth, right? A good chunk of the population, because of that religious dogma, all of that I was speaking on, old theologies that are unwilling to shift their beliefs, right? No, I'm not saying we throw out the baby with the bathwater, but they're just incomplete teachings. And so, where was I going with this? Oh, so many people believe that we are just this physical vessel, right? Like, my purpose here, I'm just a body, and my purpose here is to eat, pleasure, to survive, you know. But once you understand that we are so much more than the physical body, and our survival isn't in question, for we are eternal beings, and we are never not safe, then you can begin to expand, explore your own teachings, beliefs. There are a million ways to get up the mountain. And with these messages, I never want to say, this is the one way. There are 1,000 ways. And on that remembrance, resonance, right? My only hope with these messages just is to spark a remembrance within you, to remind you of your power. And we got flow again. So that's the third deck. We got flow. Wow, maybe I should have made this. Maybe I'll add flow to we are the shift here. And the shift is the flow. But allow me, divine, to move with the flow and respond with calmness and peace. And awakening here. Yeah, wake me from my slumber as a sheep. And this is this awakening, this understanding we are coming to. And I just saw 11:11 here. It'll be a good place to leave us. Wow, I can ramble. Did not intend to go this long, but it reminds me of this meme I'm going to share later. I want to be mysterious, but I just can't shut the fuck up. And that's kind of me. I've always been a talker. Action. I'm tapping into our chakra deck here to see if there's a specific chakra meditation we should work on. Wow, okay. Both on the root chakra here, because if we don't feel balanced, stable, secure within, then we won't be able to expand upon those beliefs and that security here. So this says movement, perseverance, discipline, motivation, and physical health, vitality, strength, balance, body image. Yeah, on that self-nourishment, right? Like I've been on my wellness routine, what is it? I started in 12. So like 13, 14 years here in a week or two. And if I didn't pour into me, actually my physical workouts, I was working out for 7, 8 years before I was able to give up opiates. My recovery journey started with my workouts, but some people get sober, start eating all the things because they gave up the things, and then they need to start their wellness routine. So yeah, there is no one way fits all, but know that if you were interested in starting your wellness routine, I've been with this platform forever. I'm going to stay with them forever. And you can get access for a year. It's movement, mindsets, meals, thousands of workouts, thousands of meals. And there's also mindset videos, because motivation, perseverance, discipline, right? Like our body will never go where our mind won't take it. So yes, I think I've covered everything. I will be posting a message here on Patreon in the next couple of days. If you would like to join our private soul tribe, link in the pinned comments and description box below. Also, when you join, you'll get access to, of course, this extended message or whatever message I come up with in a day or two, right? But also all of the creations content. And there's like 800 or 900 in there I've been sharing for over a couple of years now. So with that, thank you for being here. Know that your healing does make a difference. It does matter. You are seen by the divine forces. The divine loves you. You are loved unconditionally, even if you have no one in your physical world to say so. Know that this is straight from the divine. You are loved. What you are doing matters. Thank you. And yes, until next time, I'm sending so much love. Wishing you a